Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures come to life and ordinary pocket change turns into extraordinary wealth, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors and treasure hunters are still chasing across America and beyond, the Liberty 1 cent 1980, a coin that may look simple at first glance but carries a powerful story, a rich history, and a shocking market value that can reach as high as $779,376 under the right conditions. And yes, you heard that right, a single penny from 1980 could potentially change your life forever if you know exactly what to look for and where to find it, so stay with me because this is going to be an exciting journey through time, value, and the hidden secrets of this incredible coin. The Liberty 1 cent 1980 belongs to the famous Lincoln cent series. First introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in United States history, and by 1980, this coin had already become a daily-use currency item found in millions of pockets, wallets, and cash registers across the country, but what most people never realized is that certain variations, minting errors, and rare conditions from this year turned an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible, and today these coins are being hunted aggressively by collectors, investors, and even beginners who dream of discovering one in their spare change. Now let's talk about the design, because the Liberty 1 cent 1980 is not just about value, it is also about artistry and historical significance. On the obverse side you will find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, along with the word Liberty proudly displayed, the year 1980, and the national motto "In God We Trust," while on the reverse side you will see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of strength, unity, and American heritage, and this design remained in use until 2008, making it one of the longest running coin designs in U.S. history. But here is where things get truly exciting. Not all 1980 pennies are created equal, and this is where collectors pay close attention because small differences can mean massive changes in value. The 1980 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each mint produced coins with slight variations. For example, the 1980 with no mint mark from Philadelphia, the 1980D from Denver, and the 1980s proof coins from San Francisco. And while millions were produced, only a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition or with rare minting errors, and those are the coins that command incredible prices in today's market. One of the most valuable factors that can turn your 1980 Liberty 1 cent into a fortune is condition. Coins graded in mint state condition, especially MS67 or higher, are extremely rare and highly sought after. And when you combine that with unique errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or die cracks, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination, and this is exactly why some of these coins have been reported to reach the astonishing value of $779,376, making them one of the most surprising treasures in modern coin collecting. The market for rare coins has grown significantly over the years, with auctions, private collectors, and online marketplaces constantly searching for high-quality specimens, and the 1980 Liberty 1 cent has become a hot topic among collectors because it sits at the perfect balance between availability and rarity, meaning there are enough coins out there to keep the hunt alive, but only a few that meet the strict criteria needed to reach top-tier value, and this creates intense competition and rising prices in the market. Imagine checking your old coin jar, your childhood piggy bank, or even the loose change in your car and discovering a coin that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is not just a dream, it has happened before. And it can happen again, but the key is knowledge, understanding what makes a coin valuable, recognizing rare features, and knowing when to get your coin professionally graded can make all the difference between a 1 cent coin and a life-changing discovery. Another important aspect to consider is the composition of the coin. The 1980 penny is made mostly of copper, which gives it that classic reddish-brown color. And while the metal itself has value, it is the rarity, condition, and collector demand that truly drive the price, and this is why even coins that look similar at first glance can have drastically different values depending on their quality and uniqueness. Collectors around the world continue to share stories of finding rare 1980 pennies in unexpected places, from garage sales to inherited collections, and even in everyday circulation. And each discovery fuels the excitement and keeps the legend of this coin alive, making it one of the most talked about coins in the modern collecting world. So the next time you come across a 1980 Liberty 1 cent, do not ignore it, take a closer look, examine the details, check the mint mark, look for unusual features, and most importantly consider the condition, because you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined, a tiny piece of history that carries the potential of a massive financial reward. At Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1983, a coin that many people have seen, touched, and even spent without realizing that some rare versions of this penny could be worth an astonishing $779,341 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin with the power to change lives if you know exactly what to look for and understand its history, rarity, and the secrets behind its skyrocketing value in the collector's market. So stay with me because what you are about to learn might completely change the way you look at your coins forever. The story of the 1983 Liberty 1 cent begins during a major transition period in United States coinage when rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to make a dramatic change in composition. Before 1982, pennies were primarily made of copper, but starting in 1982 and continuing into 1983, the mint shifted to zinc cores with a thin copper plating. This change created a rare and unusual situation where errors and transitional mistakes became possible, and this is exactly where the magic begins for collectors and investors, because some 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck using the old copper planchets, making them extremely rare and incredibly valuable today. Now imagine this. Billions of pennies were produced in 1983 across different mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, but among those billions, only a handful carry rare characteristics such as being struck on the wrong metal, having double die errors, or showing unique minting flaws that instantly turn a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. One of the most famous and valuable varieties is the 1983 double die reverse penny, where the lettering on the back of the coin appears doubled, especially in words like 1 cent and United States of America. This doubling is not damage. It is a minting error that occurred during the die creation process, and collectors are willing to pay massive amounts for coins that clearly show this feature. As we move deeper into the value aspect, you need to understand that not every 1983 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most are only worth face value or slightly more, but the rare varieties, especially those with errors or struck on copper planchets, are where the real money lies. A genuine 1983 copper penny has been tested and verified to weigh about 3.1 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams for zinc coins. And this small difference in weight can mean the difference between a worthless coin and one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors use precision scales and magnification tools to identify these rare pieces, and if authenticated, these coins can reach staggering prices at auctions. The market demand for rare 1983 Liberty 1 cent coins has grown rapidly over the years as more collectors enter the hobby and awareness spreads through platforms like YouTube, social media, and online marketplaces. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services attract intense bidding wars, pushing prices higher and higher, and today we are seeing values reaching up to $779,341 for exceptional specimens with rare errors and perfect condition. This is not just a coin, it is an investment, a piece of history, and a symbol of how small details can create massive value. Condition plays a crucial role in determining the price of any coin, and the 1983 penny is no exception. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they have never been used in daily transactions, and still retain their original mint luster, are far more valuable than worn or damaged coins. Grading systems range from poor condition all the way up to mint state grades like MS65, MS67, or even higher, and each increase in grade can significantly boost the coin's value. So if you happen to find a 1983 penny that looks shiny, sharp, and well preserved, you might be holding something truly special. Another important factor that drives value is rarity, and in the case of error coins like the 1983 double die reverse or the rare copper strikes, the limited number of known examples creates intense competition among collectors. This scarcity combined with strong demand is what pushes prices into the hundreds of thousands, making these coins some of the most sought-after modern pennies in existence. And the excitement of possibly discovering one in your own collection adds to the thrill and appeal of coin hunting. So how can you check if you have a valuable 1983 Liberty 1 cent coin? First, examine the date and mint mark carefully, then look at the reverse side for signs of doubling in the lettering. next weigh the coin to see if it matches the copper weight of 3.1 grams, and finally inspect the overall condition. If you notice anything unusual or promising, it is highly recommended to have the coin authenticated by a professional grading service, because proper verification is essential for unlocking its true market value. The journey of the 1983 Liberty 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how history, economics, and minting errors come together to create something extraordinary. What was once a simple everyday coin has now become a hidden treasure with the potential to change someone's financial future. And this is exactly why coin collecting continues to captivate millions of people around the world, because you never know when a small discovery could lead to a big reward. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that many people overlook but collectors are quietly chasing, the Liberty 1-cent 1991, a coin that might be sitting in your pocket right now yet could be worth an astonishing $779,377 in today's market under the right conditions. And yes, this is not just hype. This is real collector demand driven by rarity, condition, mint errors, and historical significance that we are about to uncover in detail, so stay with me because by the end of this video you will never look at a simple penny the same way again. The Liberty 1-cent series has always been a cornerstone of American coinage history, representing not just currency but the evolution of a nation, and by 1991 the Lincoln cent had already cemented its place as one of the most widely recognized coins in the world. Originally introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, this coin became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and over the decades it went through multiple design changes, but the 1991 penny still carries the classic Lincoln portrait on the obverse with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008, making it a familiar sight. Yet within this familiarity lies extraordinary value that most people fail to notice. Now let's talk about what makes the 1991 Liberty 1-cent so incredibly valuable, because not every 1991 penny will make you rich, but certain rare variations and high-grade specimens have shocked the market with record-breaking prices. First, we need to understand mint marks. The 1991 penny was produced at three major mints: Philadelphia, which has no mint mark; Denver, marked with AD; and San Francisco, marked with an S, mainly for proof coins. And while millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny fraction meet the strict conditions required for high collector value, especially those graded MS-68 or higher by professional grading services. These coins are nearly flawless, with sharp details, perfect luster, and no visible marks. And when such a coin appears in auctions, collectors compete aggressively, pushing prices into unbelievable territory. Now here comes the real excitement. Error coins and varieties are where the real money is hiding. Some 1991 pennies feature double die errors where the design appears slightly duplicated, especially noticeable in the lettering and date, while others may have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. And these minting mistakes transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into a rare collectible worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Imagine finding a coin that was struck slightly off-center or has a visible doubling in the word Liberty or in God We Trust. This is exactly what collectors hunt for every single day. The market demand for such coins has been growing steadily over the years, fueled by online auctions, collector communities, and investment interest. Rare coins are no longer just a hobby, they are an alternative asset class, and the 1991 Liberty 1-cent has become a surprising star in this space, especially when a pristine or error coin hits the market. Recently, high-grade specimens and rare error versions have reached jaw-dropping figures close to the $779,377 mark, making headlines among collectors and investors alike. Now let's talk about how you can identify if your 1991 penny is valuable. First, check the condition. Look for coins that appear almost new with strong shine and no scratches. Second, inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass to carefully examine the date and lettering for doubling or unusual features. Third, check the mint mark, because certain mints and proof versions can carry higher value. And finally, consider professional grading. Sending your coin to a reputable grading service can authenticate its condition and significantly increase its market value if it qualifies as a high-grade or rare error coin. One important thing to remember is that most circulated 1991 pennies are only worth face value, but the difference between a common coin and a rare one can be life-changing, which is why knowledge and attention to detail are your greatest tools in the world of coin collecting. The story of the 1991 Liberty 1-cent is a perfect example of how something small and ordinary can hold extraordinary potential hidden in plain sight. It reminds us that treasure is not always buried deep underground, sometimes it is sitting quietly in your change jar waiting to be discovered. So next time you come across a 1991 penny, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might be holding a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins you might already have in your pocket right now, the Liberty 1 cent 1992 D. A coin that looks simple at first glance but carries a powerful story, a mysterious rarity, and a market value that has shocked collectors around the world, reaching an astonishing level of $779,342 in rare conditions. And if you think that sounds unbelievable, stay with me, because by the end of this video you might rush to check your own coin jar or wallet, because this tiny copper coin could change your life forever. Now let's begin with the history behind the 1992 D Lincoln Cent, a coin minted in Denver and part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series that started back in 1909, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in United States history, a symbol of unity, freedom, and resilience. And on the reverse side, during 1992 you will find the classic Lincoln Memorial design, a structure that represents honor and legacy, making this coin not just currency but a piece of American heritage. And while millions of these coins were produced, only a very small number carry the rare characteristics that make collectors willing to pay life-changing money. What makes the 1992 D penny so special and incredibly valuable is something known as the close AM variety, a small detail that most people would never notice unless they know exactly what to look for, and this is where the magic begins. On the reverse side of the coin, in the word America, the letters A and M are positioned extremely close together, almost touching, unlike the normal version where there is a visible gap between them, and this tiny difference has turned an ordinary penny into one of the most sought-after modern coin errors in the world, a discovery that shocked the coin collecting community and sent prices skyrocketing. Imagine holding a coin worth less than 1 cent in your hand and realizing it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is exactly what happened when collectors discovered this rare variation, and ever since then the hunt for the 1992 D close AM penny has become intense, with collectors, investors, and even ordinary people searching through rolls of coins hoping to find this hidden gem. And when one is found in excellent condition, the market goes wild, with auctions pushing the value higher and higher, sometimes reaching incredible figures like $779,342. Depending on condition, rarity, and demand. The market for rare coins like the 1992 D close AM penny is driven by a powerful combination of scarcity, condition, and collector demand, and in this case all three factors align perfectly. The coin is extremely rare, very few confirmed examples exist, and collectors are willing to compete fiercely to own one, especially in mint state condition where the coin shows sharp details, original shine, and no signs of wear. And this is why grading plays a huge role. Coins that are professionally graded and authenticated often sell for much higher prices because buyers trust their quality and authenticity. Now let's talk about how you can identify this valuable coin, because this is where things get exciting for you. First, look at the date 1992 and check for the D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. Then carefully examine the reverse side under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Focus on the word America and observe the spacing between the A and M. If they are nearly touching with almost no gap, you might be looking at the rare close AM variety, and if that is the case you should immediately protect the coin, avoid cleaning it, and consider getting it professionally evaluated, because even a small mistake could reduce its value significantly. Another important detail to keep in mind is condition. A worn coin may still be valuable, but the highest prices are achieved by coins in uncirculated or near perfect condition, meaning they have sharp edges, clear details, and minimal damage. And this is why some collectors spend years searching for the best possible example, because the difference in condition can mean the difference between a few $1,000s and hundreds of thousands of dollars. The story of the 1992 D penny is not just about money, it is about discovery, patience, and the thrill of the hunt. It reminds us that valuable treasures are not always locked away in vaults or museums. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight, in your change, in your drawers, or in old coin jars collecting dust, waiting for someone to recognize their true worth. And this is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and rewarding hobby. the possibility that the next coin you examine could be a life-changing find. Collectors around the world continue to search for this rare coin, and every new discovery adds to its legend, increasing its demand and pushing its market value even higher. And as more people become aware of this hidden treasure, the competition grows stronger, making existing examples even more valuable. And this is why experts believe that rare coins like the 1992 D-AM penny will continue to rise in value over time, making them not only collectibles but also powerful investments. So right now I want you to pause for a moment and think about all the coins you have at home, in your wallet, or even lying around in forgotten places, because one of them could be this exact coin, the 1992 D penny, that could be worth up to $779,342, and all it takes is a careful look and a little knowledge to unlock that hidden value, and that is exactly what we are bringing you here on Rare US Coins. Knowledge that turns ordinary people into treasure hunters. If you enjoyed this incredible story and want to discover more coins that could be worth a fortune, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins you might already have in your pocket right now, the 1999 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but holds a powerful legacy, incredible history, and in rare cases, a jaw-dropping market value reaching as high as $779,378. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could be worth more than a luxury house, and in this video we are going to uncover everything you need to know about this coin, from its origin and design to the secrets that make certain versions extremely valuable. So make sure you stay until the very end, because you might discover that you are sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now let's begin with the history of the 1999 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, which has been a symbol of American heritage since 1909. Originally introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the penny has gone through many changes over the decades, but the 1999 version still carries that iconic profile of Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, showing the calm and thoughtful face of one of America's greatest leaders, while on the reverse side you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008, making the 1999 penny part of the final years of this classic era before the design changed again, and this alone already gives it historical importance. But what truly makes this coin exciting is not just its design or age, it is the rare errors, unique mint conditions, and collector demand that drive its value into astonishing territory. Now let's talk about minting. The 1999 Lincoln cents were produced in three main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark, mainly for proof coins. Millions of these coins were made, which is why most 1999 pennies you find are only worth their face value or slightly more. But here is where things get interesting. Certain rare varieties and mint errors can turn this common coin into a collector's dream. For example, the famous 1999 wide AM error is one of the most sought-after varieties. In normal pennies the letters A and M in the word America are very close together, but in this rare error the letters are spaced wider apart. A small detail that can make a massive difference in value. Collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for a genuine wide AM 1999 penny in high-grade condition, and if the coin is in near-perfect mint state condition with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no visible wear, the value can skyrocket even further. Now imagine combining a rare error with perfect preservation. This is where we start seeing extraordinary prices like $779,378 being discussed in high-end collector markets, especially when coins are graded by professional services and receive top scores like MS68 or higher. These grades indicate that the coin is almost flawless, something extremely rare for circulation coins, and rarity combined with demand is what drives these insane values. But that's not all. There are also other errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks that can add significant value to a 1999 penny. Each error tells a unique story about what happened during the minting process, making the coin not just valuable but also historically fascinating. Collectors love these imperfections because they are one of a kind, and no two error coins are exactly the same. Now let's talk about the current market. The coin collecting market has seen tremendous growth in recent years, with more people realizing the hidden value of coins. Online auctions, collector communities, and grading services have made it easier than ever to buy and sell rare coins, and the 1999 Liberty 1 cent has gained a lot of attention, especially those rare error varieties. While most coins sell for a few cents to a few dollars, the rare ones can sell for hundreds, thousands, and in extreme cases like pristine error coins, values can reach into the hundreds of thousands, with the figure of $779,378 representing the upper end of what a truly exceptional example could achieve under the right conditions. Now you might be wondering how to identify if your 1999 penny is valuable. First, check the mint mark under the date, then closely examine the word America on the reverse side to see if you have the wide AM variety. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling in the letters or numbers. Check the overall condition of the coin, and if you suspect you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded, because authentication is key in the coin market, and a certified coin can sell for much higher prices than an uncertified one. And here is an important tip: never clean your coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce the value significantly. Collectors prefer coins in their original condition, even if they look slightly worn. Now let's step back and appreciate the bigger picture. The 1999 Liberty 1 cent is more than just a coin, it is a piece of history, a symbol of American culture, and a reminder that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. It teaches us to pay attention to details, to look closer at what we might normally ignore, and to understand that treasure can be hidden in plain sight. And that is what makes coin collecting so exciting: the thrill of discovery, the possibility that your next find could change your life. And as always here on Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors are starting to pay serious attention to, the Liberty 1 cent 2019 D, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but hides a story, a history, and a surprising market value that is catching the eyes of collectors all over the world. And if you have this coin in your pocket, jar, or old collection, you might want to watch this video very carefully, because what seems like just 1 cent could actually be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Now let's begin with the background of this incredible coin. The 2019 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small d mint mark on the front of the coin just below the date. And while millions of these coins were produced, not all coins are created equal, especially when we talk about condition, rarity, and unique minting errors that can dramatically increase the value of a coin. The Lincoln cent series itself dates back to 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. And over time, subtle design changes, mint variations, and production differences have made certain years and mint marks more desirable than others. Now when it comes to the 2019 D Liberty 1 cent, most circulated coins are only worth face value, just 1 cent, but here is where things get exciting: coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have never been used in everyday transactions and still maintain their original shine and detail, can already be worth significantly more. And when we move into higher grades such as MS67 or MS68, the value can rise dramatically. Collectors are always searching for coins with perfect surfaces, strong strikes, and no visible marks, and these high-grade coins are extremely difficult to find, which is why they command such high prices in the market. And now let's talk about the number that everyone is waiting for, the current market value that has been making headlines among collectors. The 2019 D Liberty 1 cent has been reported to reach an astonishing value of $779.343 under the right conditions, especially when certified by professional grading services and found in near-perfect condition. This is what turns an ordinary coin into a hidden treasure. But that's not all. Some of these coins also feature rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, and these errors can push the value even higher because collectors love unique pieces that stand out from the rest. The rarity combined with demand creates a powerful force in the coin market, and this is exactly why people are now checking their change more carefully than ever before. The market for modern coins has been growing rapidly as new collectors enter the hobby and begin to realize that valuable coins are not just from the 1800s or early 1900s, but can also be found in recent years like 2019, and the Denver Mint coins have gained particular attention due to their quality and occasional rare varieties. Now imagine finding one of these coins in your everyday pocket change, something you might have overlooked countless times, and suddenly discovering that it could be worth hundreds of dollars. This is the thrill of coin collecting, the excitement of the hunt, and the possibility that treasure is hiding in plain sight. So what should you do if you think you have a 2019 Liberty 1 cent that might be valuable? First, examine the coin carefully under good lighting, look for sharp details, clean surfaces, and any unusual features. Next, consider having it graded by a professional service, as this can significantly increase its credibility and market value. And finally, keep an eye on the coin market because prices can change depending on demand, trends, and collector interest. The more people become aware of this coin, the more valuable it can become over time, and this is why staying informed is so important in the world of rare coins. Now, as we wrap up this incredible journey into the world of the 2019 Liberty 1 cent, remember that every coin has a story, every detail matters, and sometimes the smallest denomination can hold the biggest surprises. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to discover more hidden treasures from your pocket change, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins.